So, Jared, have you ever done a escape room?
No, I don't think I have actually.
I did one on Sunday. It's not my first one, but second time. And, well, first of all, completed their second hardest one at this place
Nice.
with like 12 minutes left, 10 minutes left, something like that, to spare. And they give you an hour. So they were like, "Oh, that was good." You know, not everybody finishes. It has like a, I say like a 30% completion rate or something. Like, meaning like 2/3 of people don't even finish it.
Yeah.
But we were stalled for probably at least 5 minutes getting out of one of the spaces because the key wasn't working. But we were like, we have the key. We think it's supposed to work. So it's all, after it's all finished, lady's like, "Oh yeah, well the group that was before you, they kind of messed it up, and we were trying to fix it." I mean, come on, like that's the whole point of the thing. It's like,
Should have got your money back.
yeah.
That's
So I mean, we, you know,
that defeats the purpose of a escape room.
Welcome back to Screen Time. I'm your host, Josh. And Jared, what do I do with my hands? I don't know. And this is my co-host, Jared.
You know I'm afraid of being in boxes. You can't put me in a box.
Yeah. So
It's got to be from the same scene.
It is practically the same scene. Yeah. Those were from The Bear, season 3, episode 5. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about House of Dragon, season 2, episode 7, penultimate episode, and have a little side discussion about the finale of Presumed Innocent.
Mm-hmm.
But before we do those, a little bit of other things we've been watching. So what have you been watching, Jared?
I got only one besides the
stuff we just talked about.
And another one that we both just saw.
Oh, yes, the film.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll just start with my one that I just checked out. It's older. It's on Hulu. Skins, the UK Skins.
Okay.
Have you watched?
I've not watched this.
And there's a US version of this too, but I heard it's bad.
Okay.
So this is a good one.
Okay.
Which is the first, I think.
Good skin, bad skin.
Exactly. This came out in 2007, I want to say.
All right. It's a good year.
Is it?
I don't know.
I guess, yeah. It has the main guy is a young Nicholas Holt. I think he was
An
the main.
actual Nicholas Holt?
Huh?
It's young Nicholas Holt?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's the main actor in it. Some other people look familiar too, but he was the main one that I recognize. But you would really like it. I mean, it's your kind of show, but it's not normally the kind of show I would watch.
Okay.
But different people have recommended it to me, and I've never really checked it out. So I checked it out. What's interesting is it's pretty funny, but each episode is like 50 minutes at least. I was not expecting it to be that long. I've watched the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a big deal apparently in this time, and I guess a lot of people in this probably, besides him, probably became pretty big off of this. So
all right, I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, it's all on Hulu. I think it's pretty long too. I think there's like 7 seasons. So,
oh wow.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's just about they all go to this specific college, but it's just about all of their interactions and just
the shenanigans.
Yeah, that's really all it is. Yeah, and a lot of like
Classic.
partying and
Yes.
yeah. So it's just that
right
kind
up
of
my
show.
alley.
Exactly. I thought you would have watched it already. Honestly,
I have
I'm
not.
surprised you haven't. Yeah, but yeah, it's good. What you got?
Well, I watched all of part 1 of season 6 of Cobra Kai.
Nice.
Ended in a good spot. It's interesting. And I forgot they're doing 3 parts, not 2, for this one.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I heard something about a movie too. they doing a movie?
I haven't seen that. I just
Okay.
know this season. It's I saw that there's 3 parts.
Okay. But part 2 is not even till way later, which is weird.
Part 2 is like this fall, and then part 3 is in next year.
Hmm.
So it's like, well, at some point, is it another season? Like, what is the? I don't know.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm sure there's like contract reasons that like things are seasons versus not, and how you pay people. I also checked out the show on Netflix called the Decameron. I don't even know how you say this word. Decameron. It's like supposed to be kind of funny. It's about a medieval time like setting, and then all these characters. It's like during the Black Plague, and so everyone's like dying, and they all like end up in this like castle they're trying to stay away from, and it's just like it was terrible. Like I
is it a comedy?
It's supposed to be.
Okay, but not funny.
I didn't find it funny at all, and and even like some of the people in it, you recognize them. They're like, oh yeah, they've been another like side thing, funny thing,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just didn't find it funny. I don't know, and maybe it's just me.
Well, I mean, I've never even heard of it, so that's not a good sign.
Yeah. What else you got? That's all you had, right? So I did want to mention this week's episode of Lady in the Lake.
Oh yeah,
episode 3.
I saw you post about this.
Toward the beginning, my boy Mateo.
Yeah,
that's been in 2 commercials of mine.
Mm-hmm.
He was also in this episode.
So this is the first episode he showed up in.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I don't know if he's in it anymore. I mean, where they had him in this, it doesn't really lead to probably seeing more. But yeah,
it's a big deal for him though.
That's great. Yeah. It's really cool.
So you still liking the show? I haven't watched any more of it.
Actually, yeah. Yes. Like this episode which was episode 3. Right? Yeah.
I love the time period, and I love that it was actually filmed in Baltimore.
Yeah, the stag's great. Like, yes, it's still good. I'm enjoying it. All right, so before we get into the last thing that we both watched, I have a little rant I want to do.
All right, cool.
So,
and we can clip this out for one of the shorts on YouTube.
What are you people doing? All you people that are not watching Apple TV Plus.
I agree.
The stats.
Oh, I saw this.
More views in one day on Netflix than in a whole month on Apple TV Plus. And this is a crime.
Yeah.
There's so many amazing shows on Apple TV Plus, and it's cheap. It's like $6 a month. Like you're paying like $15-$20 unless you get the ad version.
It's like $20 now for Netflix.
Yeah,
right?
Netflix for the ad-free version.
Yeah,
with like 4K. Apple TV gives you 4K, no ads for $6. So what are you doing? Get off your butt and start watching Apple TV Plus.
Yeah,
done ranting.
I mean, most of the stuff we talk about is from there anyway.
Which I feel like then if you actually even listen to us, you probably are watching them. But
yeah, probably, yeah.
But I just it's a travesty.
It is. I remember seeing that stat, and I was like, there's like
insane. so many good shows, and yeah.
Yep, we got another one.
It's like HBO level stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And we've got some of their high, well-made shows like Silo season 2 is coming this fall. Then early next year, Severance is season 2.
Bad Monkey's very soon. I'm very excited about that.
Should be really good because if you liked Ted Lasso and Shrinking, it's the same guy. Oh, yeah. But then this is based on a book, so it's like a little different. But yeah, and I'm sure you've heard of Ted Lasso because Ted Lasso was,
of course,
probably the biggest hit from Apple TV Plus. But
yeah, I think Severance is up there though.
It's
That
weird.
got
Some
pretty
people know
big.
about it, and then other
Yeah, I
people
guess
don't.
so.
I mean, I think in the sci-fi community, it's huge. Like anybody that likes that kind of stuff. But I think you could.
Yeah, but it's not
You enjoyed it, even if you didn't like sci-fi. I think
right.
people would enjoy it.
I don't think of it as a sci-fi show
I know.
because when I think of a sci-fi show, I think of like real sci-fi.
It's real sci-fi.
Now, see, I think of, or I guess the genre they call it hard sci-fi. So like Foundation.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
what I think of.
But that's
Yeah.
a different type.
But that's
But
real sci-fi,
No.
like Dune.
Yeah. Okay, so it has to be some other planets to be
Yeah.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
No, because like sci-fi can, as long as it includes a like science type idea that's not something that.
Yeah, I know.
And so
that's
like
what can qualify as.
and then what they do in this in Severance with the severing of like that's.
I just
sci-fi.
I don't classify it that way
Okay, well you're wrong.
because almost every show then could be sci-fi.
Oh, whatever.
Like there's so many, because it's like it could just be, I don't know, just something that's even just like time traveling, and they call it sci-fi.
Yeah, well,
Because like let's think about Doctor Who. I don't consider that sci-fi.
Most people would.
But like Star Trek and Star Wars, that's sci-fi.
Yeah. Well,
It's got to be.
I'd argue Star Wars is more fantasy than sci-fi.
Come on. Really?
Magic.
Because they're basically
Swords.
knights, and swords,
Yeah.
but they're just laser swords. Okay. No,
I mean, yes, there's
I get that.
technology in there of like
Yeah.
that we don't have, like light speed and things like that. So like yes, but like
In ludicrous speed.
wait, let's don't forget about Spaceballs.
Yeah, exactly.
We've gone to plaid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
When will then be now?
we'll agree to disagree.
Yeah, we will. And that's why because I think when we talked about Foundation, which by the way I need to get back to because I've still not finished
didn't
it,
finish
and
it?
I love the show. I just have.
Dude.
I know.
And you're arguing with me what sci-fi is, and you haven't even finished Foundations.
Yeah, I know. Because you know what? This is going to make you even more mad. I don't consider Silo sci-fi.
Oh, whatever.
It's not. Because it's just a dystopian Earth.
Okay. So
Like,
there's like ideas and technologies.
okay,
in there
here's
that
a
are
good
not-
one that's I would say is on the line. Fallout. Kind of sci-fi, not really though. Like that's kind of more on the line, I would say.
Yeah, I kind of can agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Though because it's like a weird like it has that retrofuturism style.
Yeah,
to it.
which I love. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's all on Earth,
Correct. Yeah.
and we don't even really hear about. So I guess that's the underlying. I guess that's the thing is like actually in space,
For you.
right? And you're
So then For All Mankind is a sci-fi. Another
Yeah.
Apple TV Plus great show.
that is sci-fi because alternate history and they actually are going off Earth.
Okay.
I don't know why. That's my call. That's just what I always think about. So
All right. Well, speaking of sci-fi, Deadpool and Wolverine.
it's not sci-fi.
It's not on Earth. They're on other planets.
It's a multiverse. I don't consider it sci-fi.
Okay. Well, either way, what would you?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about.
What'd you think about Deadpool and Wolverine?
Should we start no spoilers and then,
Sure.
or do
Sure.
we just want to get into it?
Yeah. No, just your thoughts before we can talk spoilers.
Okay. I loved it.
Yeah.
There you go. It was really fun. I will say my main note about it is the plot is very convoluted, but it didn't matter because it's just so much fun the whole time.
True. I would say same, but also after, because for those of you that maybe don't watch the film one and they come out staggered differently, we watched The Hangover this week for the film podcast that'll come out in a few weeks. But it reminded me at the level of the dialogue writing. It was like after watching them back to back, kind of in the same weekend, and they were both like just so many good lines written,
and just like nonstop.
Yeah. And like, and this too, like there were so many. There was always layers of things.
Oh
like,
yeah,
like the jokes had so many layers that, like, yeah, it lands, but then it lands harder if you know
the context,
other things that like. And the only way you would know like I was talking about, is that the only way you know a lot of these things is if you're like somewhere around, you know, my age, which is probably Ryan Reynolds' age, like, and been following comic books and comic book movies and all those things since the 90s, basically.
Yeah.
And other things, like, as an example, Gossip Girl. Watching Gossip Girl, or at least knowing that his wife was one of the leads on Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
There's like a joke in there for that like it, and
there's somewhere like you have to know, even like drama with like real celebrities that have happened. It goes even to that level.
Well, and there's so much of like the behind the scenes drama around the Marvel characters in conjunction with movies, you know, the stuff that Fox had at one point and then didn't. And even the comment about the Blade, talking about like in the tell, like they've been trying to make a new Blade movie.
Well, there's
forever.
a spoiler.
Oh, sorry. Oops. I don't know. I didn't watch enough trailers to know what the spoiler is, what's not.
Oh, they would keep that secret. That was one of the best
all right.
cameos, I think.
All right. Sorry for.
It's all right. Most people probably have already seen it.
Let's say then we're gonna do some spoilers here now. So Wesley Snipes back as Blade is awesome. What's her name coming back as Elektra was awesome.
Jennifer Garner, yeah.
But Channing Tatum as Gambit, so like, hilarious,
completely comic book accurate costume even.
Well, yeah, but it's so funny because like you have to know
that he's always wanted to play.
He's always wanted to do it, and he basically tried to do the same thing that Ryan Reynolds did.
Yeah, try to get
the fans and do
for
all
like
stuff just
so many years,
and it never happened.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, like, I think he was terrible as it. Like his accent was but I know they're trying to be funny. His accent was so bad, and then like, and I think at this point he's like almost too jacked to do it.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
He looked a little like I don't know, or a little like too. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, Gambit. Yeah, if you think about, because a lot of these characters, what you think about is the '90s X-Men cartoon, and he doesn't look like that. The costume was right, but he's not jacked like that. Yeah.
Plus, I think really just need to hire. They need to cast somebody that, if they ever do that, they need to cast somebody that actually
Which I'm
speaks
sure they
French.
Will. Oh, yeah.
You know, like none of this fake accents.
Yeah. I love that they reference, actually even more than once, I want to say, and that Marvel was okay with it, that they were like just crapping on how bad the MCU is now.
Yes.
It's great.
Oh yeah.
They were acknowledging it, and Marvel signed off on all this, so I'm glad that they're recognizing that it's been bad. So, although I know you said some of the newer movies you actually liked, but I have not liked even. Like, you like the Marvels, which I think is terrible.
The Marvels, the newer one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. Whatever. You don't know. You don't even know what sci-fi is, so.
No. Maybe I know what true sci-fi is. And you're just lumping everything into sci-fi.
No, I'm not.
I also thought it was perfect what they did with Chris Evans. Perfect.
So good. Yeah, so good.
He's like, oh, he's going to say the line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That was good. Yeah.
I some of the things that the villain did I liked, but some of it I didn't think the villain was that great.
Well, and the villain. I mean, she's only really there in like the third act.
Yeah.
It's like just
Love the effect of the fingers through
dude,
like that
yeah.
was crazy. Yeah.
Because like the first and second act, like it's kind of like the villain is, what's his name from Succession?
Yeah, Matthew McFadden.
Matthew McFadden. Yeah. Yes. Good
I
old.
thought he was
Tom
Wamsgams.
Yeah, Tom
Wamsgams or something. It's so weird. Yeah.
Well, he also was Mr. Darcy.
Oh yeah, Mr. Darcy. Yeah. I thought I liked him in this, but sometimes he was a little too over the top.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
I'm sure they wanted him to do that for the character.
Yeah.
Because it's like, he's such a great actor, especially in Succession.
Yes.
So, like, I don't think that was his choice to be like that. So, but, I mean, yeah, it's, especially at the end, like, with whatever that time ripper or whatever it is, it's just like,
just the
when they had to throw in, like, exposition, which was a lot was him saying it, was just like, that's too much. And yeah, but again, like, if you're just having so much fun the whole time, it didn't really matter that the plot was kind of confusing. I also loved near the beginning, like the montage of him jumping around the different Wolverines.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. With Henry Cavill.
Oh, right. Yes,
that was the best
one.
Well,
they didn't call him Henry Cavill. What did they call it? Like
Cavalrine or something. Yeah. And I think, I don't remember, like, maybe was that like a rumor? I think that at one time that he was going to be Wolverine, and maybe that's why they threw him in or something. Yeah.
Calvarine, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's...
X-23 back again. That was cool.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else we would gotten this. I mean, I don't care about like Pyro. I mean, he was from the old X movies, but
yeah. There was a couple. I mean, they had Juggernaut, and then there was even like what's his name that jumps around.
The red guy. Yeah, I know you're talking about. I don't know his name.
What's his name? I want to say Shadow something.
Yeah, 'cause it's basically like Nightcrawler, but the red version. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
And sorry, yeah.
I was just gonna say like the joke about the Honda and the Kia.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny, but it was also because for those you don't know, our brother sells Hondas.
Yep.
And Kias.
Yeah. I had to tell him to watch this movie and see what he thinks about what he says about the Honda Odyssey in particular. Yeah. That was a great scene. That whole fight scene inside of that was very creative.
And they also did what we were talking about in Hangover, where they did the same thing there, where they pan down to like the back and the went from day to night.
Oh, over the coexist bumper sticker.
Yeah, and just the like passive time that they were fighting there that long, and then they show like from above, and he's like wrapped up in there.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and there was, like I said, so many layers. I'm gonna have to watch it again and again, probably to catch everything. Really,
yeah.
There's so many lines in there that.
Yep.
Love the so many references to the 20th Century Fox, and like when they're in, they just had like the old sign, just like
that was cool.
In the
void, yeah.
In the void, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the sand, just there. But even like. And they're like, "This is Mad Max." And he's like, "No, that would be IP infringement."
Yeah. But then he still does the speech after with Sabretooth's head. Yeah. And he even says Furiosa, which I'm like, can he say that? I guess they got the right to say that, but yeah. Yeah, that was good. Hugh Jackman, I mean, he is Wolverine, and he was great in this, but like he was really acting in this, like
Yeah.
like, and he always has with it.
But you're right. But
There's some specific scenes that he really was like going for.
Yeah, and it had like an emotional,
For sure.
Yeah, dude, the good pool.
Oh gosh, I forgot about that already. Yeah.
when he looks at the camera, he's like, I can do that too, and he says, the proposal.
Yeah. I can break the fourth wall also. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a good movie, by the way. Sandra Bullock.
I haven't seen it forever.
Ryan Reynolds, The Proposal. Right, that's right. Sandra Bullock, right?
I don't know. I don't remember.
So.
I don't remember.
Sounds right.
Well, and right before that, I think one of them mentions Van Wilder.
Yes.
That's what gets him to say
yes.
The Proposal. Or he says something like Van Wilder, but yeah.
Of course, all the other Deadpool variations.
That's what I'm going to mention next. Yeah. That was awesome. Yeah. I don't know about any of the other ones, but I know it's confirmed. His wife was Lady Deadpool, Blake Lively. That was confirmed, which is cool. I'm sure there's some other famous people in some of those other.
Yeah, this cameos. That's funny that she did that, but like, because in reality, like they could be anybody.
Yeah,
I was thinking that like how often does he actually even do it?
I was
thinking that too. Double in the suit because he's in the suit almost all the time.
Yeah, it's like how much ADR does he do for this?
Which
these
is like,
movies?
And it's like not even hard to do ADR because you got a freaking mask on. You can't even tell what he's doing. But how sick was it when Wolverine puts down the mask?
Yep. Actually, there's two moments. That one.
Yes.
Because they even got the eyes right.
Yep.
Just like how Deadpool's eyes are. But when they first fight with the 20th Century Fox logo in the background, and Wolverine does the actual
yes,
run thing, which we have never seen him do.
Yeah, which is how he always did in the cartoon.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. That was good too. Yeah.
And
and then of course he like talks about it both. He's like, "Oh, we've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
This is like 20 years of the making."
Yeah. He's like, that only took 20 years. Yeah. One of the Wolverine variants was the brown costume, which was sick too. That's the other best Wolverine costume, I think. So that was cool. It was hilarious seeing the little tiny Wolverine.
Yes.
When he gets out the bar and
and the little dog, the
Dogpool. Yeah. Yeah, Dogpool was good. I was thinking about this also. They did great with the soundtrack. The songs they picked.
Dude, so many tracks. So many tracks.
Yeah. They were good.
And then he even referenced like the one who's like, yeah, it would have killed one of us, but with a Wolverine and a Deadpool to Madonna.
Yeah. I think he does that in Deadpool too. Like I think he references the song that's about to play in that movie as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good because I mean, maybe some people feel this way, but like you think by now it'd be too much. You know, how much he does it in all three of these movies, how much he breaks fourth wall, all these references, everything, but I still love it.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't get old.
It doesn't get old for me, but I imagine some people probably.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, and then even like it's the end credit scene where he's like, shows the tape, goes back on the tape to see Chris Evans actually say all the stuff, and then he's like,
that was
gotcha.
The post-credit scene, yeah. Which is crazy that they end with that and not like anything to set up anything at all. Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
He's like, let's check the tape.
Mm-hmm.
That effect was wild, where she rips off his skin and then he like just drops.
That was crazy. Yeah. The way the movie opens up is also really great.
Mm-hmm.
To the song Bye Bye Bye.
Yeah.
But
yes,
he's using his
dancing.
adamantium skeleton.
Yes.
It's Great.
He's like, well, how did we get here? And he's like,
Mhm.
let me tell you.
Yeah, which is another call. I mean, he does something like that in all three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they like, I don't know if you picked up on this, but like, because they freeze frame it, and then it's like in the almost like the Matrix, like
Yeah.
like where they can move it, and then they do like the like pan behind to dissolve to black to like show, and it's like they just move it right into his butt,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
which is like not. I mean, anybody else you wouldn't do that normally. You
No.
would, I mean, you would do that, but not into the butt. But like,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh man, what was it when he's at the door of his party and
Mm-hmm.
the TVA first show up, and he's like, oh man, he's like, let's go down the hall so we don't miss anything here, and he's like, yeah, I haven't really done any pegging, but
Yeah.
it's like,
He's new to Disney.
he
Yeah.
like winks at the
Yeah,
camera.
because he's like I'm no stranger, but Disney is. Yeah.
And then the joke with cocaine, like the whole time.
Yeah,
was
that's
for-
off
for
limits.
me. Yeah,
The
it's
cocaine.
Cocaine's
Yeah.
off limits.
Yeah.
Then you're like, did they tell him that? And then he just wrote it in so they'd say it, but never
Maybe.
actually showed it. And so they were like, we don't want to see any drugs use like cocaine or anything.
Yeah.
And then he was like, all right, well, we're going to mention it 5 times throughout the film.
It's I just hope they do more of this in Marvel, because it's, again, like I was saying, Marvel signed off on all of this, so like they should do more of this.
Yeah.
Because also, I didn't look. I'm sure it did very well,
Oh, yeah.
box office wise, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it made over 200 million. Just in,
Oh, I mean, I did
Domestic.
see it was a #1 movie. I mean, they
Yeah.
always say that if it's going to be that, but yeah. Yeah. The only thing that's kind of sad is I don't think we're going to get, I think this is just a trilogy. Like, I don't think we're going to get another Deadpool movie. Like, he's going to show up in whatever the next Avengers movie is, maybe, but I don't think he's going to have his own
yeah.
movie again. So,
Yeah, maybe not. We'll see.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess you wait long enough, there's more stuff to make fun of. And then, like I said, Ryan Reynolds really doesn't have to be seen a lot in it because he can,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is just funny to think about. The only thing that dates these movies is all the references he makes in the movies.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make it back, because like I mentioned recently, I watched the first and second one again. And the first one was 8 years ago. I think it was like 2016.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was dated references now, but like it was still great. So it works.
Nice.
Do we want to mention that RDJ is coming back to the MCU? Because that's a huge deal. Because that was at is that how they closed their panel? I'm assuming at Comic-Con, the Marvel thing.
I don't know. I just know the Russo brothers directing both in the
That's a
next
big
2
deal.
Avenger movies.
Which is great.
And RDJ, yeah, Doomsday.
Yep, he's Doctor Doom.
Dr. Doom.
Yeah, Doomsday is one of
The films.
the names of
Mm-hmm. The first one. The second one is Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. Yeah,
Which apparently is then when it all collapses back down to one timeline.
that'd be smart to do.
And they can
Then they don't have
reset
to-
everything.
Yeah,
And recast everybody.
perfect.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, this is a good step in the right direction.
It is.
And like I said, the trailer for the new Captain America,
Yeah, you're higher on this than me. I'm
I
not.
think the trailer is good.
I love the Harrison Ford's
I
in
think
it.
it has the Winter Soldier vibe.
No, there's no way it's gonna be like Winter Soldier. I hope it is, but I don't see that happening.
So it has the vibe from the
Okay.
trailer.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah,
When is that? February?
something like that.
Early next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we're going to get into Presumed Innocent.
Mm-hmm.
We have a little feedback on this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Sean Elio commented, that there is a sequel to Presumed Innocent called Burden of Proof. That is like a book, and the main character is Rusty's defense lawyer, coming to grips with his wife's death while defending a stockbroker. And they even did a TV miniseries based on this already.
Nice.
So
I had no idea about this.
So I don't know if that's what will be the sequel when they do season 2 of not sequel, but season 2 of Presumed Innocent. If they're going to use that as the framework for the second season. But thanks, Sean, for letting us know about that.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. I had no idea about that. I have to check out the miniseries then. Did you say it was a book?
There is a book, yeah.
Not a movie?
Not a
just
film.
a miniseries.
Yeah,
okay.
And they did a TV miniseries. I did confirm there is a book. I did not confirm that there's a miniseries, but I'm assuming Sean's not lying to us.
No, Sean would never lie to us.
All right, so
you go first. I need to hear your thoughts because you don't know anything about this.
The movie, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I thought spoilers for Presumed Innocent season 1. Yes. Well, first of all, I thought phenomenal episode as well. Yeah. Finale. So this series or season 1, I should say now, because it's going to be season 2.
Yep.
Was great. Really good. And yeah, so I say, but the only thing, I feel like they didn't lay the groundwork for, so what I like about a mystery is if when you find out, you're like, oh, and you're like, there were the clues, I just was missing them. I did not feel that when I finally found out who did it.
I agree. That's the only thing I think they did wrong in this.
Yeah. There was no, like, even just subtle hints. So I still think it was phenomenal season. Like I just said, it worth watching regardless, because the performances are just so good.
I was thinking about this. This is what you have to do with a show like this, or a movie or whatever, is whoever, the reveal at the end is the killer.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, throughout the whole thing, leave enough scenes, so you could think of them as a suspect, but not too much to where it's obvious either, right? So it has to be a good balance, and they did not do that for the daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is that the same as the book or the same as the film?
No.
Oh, so they changed it.
Yeah, they did, which I appreciate because I was hoping they would do that.
Yeah.
But the problem is that changing it to the daughter is an interesting idea, but like I said, they didn't really lay the groundwork for that.
Yeah.
Leading up to it. But yeah, that is the only change. But yeah, it's interesting. The scene, I won't spoil the movie for you since you should watch the movie now. But the way that scene unfolds though is very similar. So I was like, all right, here we go. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the setting is somewhat similar to the movie. So that was interesting. But my only note for this is the both closing statements from Rusty Savage and Tommy Malto were so good.
Yeah, I had that's the closing statement from Rusty specifically.
Yeah.
And then also his statement to the reporters.
Yeah.
Was also really good.
Yep.
And yeah.
Are you gonna watch the movie now?
Probably. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it, but yeah, I should watch the movie.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, there's not a lot else to talk about other than it is good. Watch it. Subscribe to Apple TV Plus.
You're saying so much now that it's like people are going to think we're sponsored by them. Which, hey, Apple.
We're not.
Yeah, if you want to sponsor us.
I just don't want it to go away because they're making so much good stuff.
You know what though? Did you see this? I did see a story about how they are going to start scaling back a little bit.
Yeah, that's a.
Is that a lie? I hope it's a lie because I don't want them to scale back.
I don't know. It's like they didn't. It's like what really happened was there's rumors that they were reviewing budgets.
Oh, is that where it started?
Yes,
and people ran with it. Okay.
Yeah. So like, there's no. I mean, it's like some hearsay from some of the producers or something of like some of the like the production companies I work with or something saying, oh yeah, they're asking to review budgets.
Well, people jump to conclusions.
Yeah, and it's like and they make mats for that, but like,
yep.
If you're a business and you don't review budgets, you're incompetent.
Mm-hmm. Like it's by the way, write in if you get that reference that Josh just said.
And so like, it's just it's just stupid stuff. And maybe they're like, hey, we've spent some money. We maybe need to spend a little less money. There's also
but they don't though. Like we just were talking about this,
and that's where I also find this rumor very interesting because it's like, well, what are their goals with this product? And
we were just talking about that. It's to sell their products.
So it's like it's the very different perspective on things, and they talk about this more often. It comes up with the films because the films, then they put them in theaters for a little bit and they don't make a lot of money. But it's like, does Apple really care?
Right. Well,
they don't need to make a lot of money on it because they don't.
Isn't that new Brad Pitt movie? Isn't that like one of the most expensive? I saw something about that.
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Like
if it is
something crazy. The budget on that.
Yeah,
it's like one of their. It does. I'd say it's worth it. I mean, Apple can do it.
I don't know.
I think it said like
whatever they spent on.
I think it said 300,000 for.
Really?
Brad Pitt's movie, yeah.
300 million, you mean?
Sorry, million.
That is a lot.
I know.
Like there.
Because I think that was the combined of Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. I remember that was like when they were filming that. I remember seeing.
Back to back.
They were talking about it was like 300 million, maybe 400. But I mean, that's two movies.
Mm-hmm.
And it has everyone in it.
3 hour movies.
Right, and it has everyone in it.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, when we get these next two Avengers movies, that's going to be probably the most expensive. Because they're going to try to get... Actually, well, just for RDJ alone to come back, I can't imagine how much money they offered him.
I don't know.
Because I remember him saying he's not coming back several times. But if the price is right.
Yep. Or you suddenly decide you need a new car. And you're like, you know what?
It'd be more a new car. He wanted to buy an island or something.
Yeah. You're like,
or a couple more houses,
All right. Well, let's get into The Bear. Season 3, Episode 5, Children. Here's our synopsis. The computer gives the bear his odds.
Yeah.
All right. So what was your thoughts on this episode?
I liked it a lot. It's interesting that this is... Reading the synopsis. It's not a computer. It's a person. But, yeah, it was great.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, exactly. I like because our quotes have to do with the brothers interaction. I thought that was some of the best.
The third brother.
Oh yeah,
this is the guest.
Yeah,
not a saying cameo. It was more like a guest.
Mm-hmm.
Guest.
Yeah, that was weird. It was very random. John Cena.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, what'd you think of the opening? If you remember, like Natalie.
Yeah.
But it was kind of weird, the music, and she was like dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
And
I guess it's supposed to be, more like a dream like state. I don't know. I didn't really think about it any more than that. But yeah, it does start with her. Who else does it show? It shows someone else too in the very beginning. I want to say besides her, right?
I don't remember anybody else because I remember then she couldn't sleep and then like.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think I feel like they've been doing this most of the episodes this season is like having this little like cold open that's like experimental, like to be different before and it's just like something random that then they do the opening credits and music and then they've
been doing that a lot
story,
in this season. Yeah, it's cool.
Then so we got the scenes with Marcus and Sydney and his going through his mom stuff and
I have a note about that. Yeah, the conversation they have sitting on that front steps.
Yep,
was really good.
Yeah,
that was one of the highlights of this episode too.
Yeah.
The
Dead Moms Club.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Also, the theme of this episode, Chef Terry closing her restaurant.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting they're calling it a funeral dinner, which I guess is like the final dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's not a term I was familiar with.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And then, of course, this is all transpiring while they're just opened. And then and you're like, oh, you're like questioning like this, this staple, this restaurant that's been around forever is closing. And maybe just because she wants to retire and she doesn't want to do it anymore. But then it really is going to mess with you who's just like trying to start out.
I like, though, that you see almost everyone's perspective of it and their reaction because you see it on the article on like different people's phones or whatever.
Yep.
So I like that, how they showed that.
Yeah. Sorry, so what about the computer?
It's great. The note I have, this is so random, but I noticed it in the background. There's a Jurassic Park Amber egg. Did you see that? Sitting on the table next to where the computer is working.
No.
I don't know why. I was like, that is the Amber egg from Jurassic Park. So I don't know why it was there. They didn't mention it.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe he just takes it with him.
Just like his favorite paperweight.
Yeah, maybe. It was just interesting.
I don't know. Like I thought the idea of this guy, I feel like he didn't work. Like I don't know. There's something about him that I feel like it didn't.
I mean, he's not my favorite character, but I thought he was.
Yeah.
I thought he was still good in the show. I understand why he was there.
Yeah. No, I understand that, and I think the idea of him is good. I don't know. There's something about like his. I don't know. I feel like there could have been better.
I think
his interaction later with Natalie.
Yeah.
And then seeing her, because he was like, well, the pastry guy, he doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's just like, she says something like, yeah, I've known you since blah, blah, blah. You coached Little League. You're nice to her husband, like she did.
Mm-hmm.
But if you mess with Marcus, I'm going to screw you or whatever she said.
Yeah.
It's great line.
It is.
And that interaction was really, really good. But yeah.
I think maybe he is, because I want to say there's a couple of different actors on the show that are actual chefs, besides some of our main cast that are chefs.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he's one of those. And maybe that's why you didn't like his acting or whatever as much.
Because he's really just one of the...
He's just an actual chef
in
real life.
Consulting with him, and they're just like, we're going to pull you in and have you do this.
Yeah.
Maybe. So let's get to the other thing before we get to like the meat of the not the meat, but like the kind of, I think the other highlight of the episode. So they're also the photo shoot is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's funny. Then they want to take a picture of this duck dish that they don't even remember what
Yeah.
they made because they're changing it every freaking day. And so it's like being like, what'd you do 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday? And you're like, I don't know.
No idea. Yeah.
Yeah. What did I do? Yeah. So we'll see how that comes together because we didn't actually see the photo shoot, right?
No. That's
Yeah.
probably next episode though, right?
Well, he was taking some pictures of like the place setting, but not with any food.
Yeah.
No food photos. Because they kept rearranging. Cousin was rearranging it with the photographer. But they also kept harassing him about, come on, you know what and then he was like, because then he kept saying, no, they don't tell me what the review was, and you know, and then he's like, so we need the duck soup. And they're like, so you know, and the duck dish. So then, I think one of the standout things was the Thack brothers,
Yes.
Neil and Theodore.
Is that their names?
Are the two main ones that are there all the time.
Okay.
And then you had
Never can remember their names.
And then you had Sammy Thack as John Cena playing. Dude, I don't know what he was doing with I'm gonna haunt you.
Yeah.
Unless you tell me the password. Like, so weird.
Yeah. And they kept referencing it too. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like a thing. But like it I don't know. It was like, I think at some level it didn't really work. Like it was just like, I like the haunting thing because I like thought that was kind of funny.
So, yeah.
Because you just did it so much, but it's like, why do you want to know the password? Like it just didn't make sense.
I like that they bring people in the show, but I just don't think John Cena should be in this show. Didn't really fit.
And then of course, they're talking about serving, which is where the line, but he's like, it takes courage to be a server.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then he's like, I just don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah. Yeah, so this would be around that same time because he's talking about, so he says your quote there, but then he talks to his brother about like, hey, you remember when we were kids? And that's where my quote comes from because he says something about how like, he's like, yeah, you would used to put me in a box.
Yeah.
And that's when he says that line. So I think I was in the same interaction.
So
halfway through the season now.
Is it? Is there 10 episodes?
I think there is 10. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't look, so I wasn't sure.
I think so.
Well, this one did, because I think I talked about last week, I feel like stuff really hadn't moved anywhere. And this one did move some things a little bit. Like, not majorly, but, you know.
Right, because we talked about that. We know why that is, because they're stretching it out for the final two seasons.
We
the story.
Speculate that's why it is.
That's got to be it. If the creator said that, I mean, he said he had 3 seasons planned.
And they wanted 4.
Well, then FX wanted, so what else would it be? Yeah. So they're just...
You write creative episodes that don't go anywhere. I said you could write creative episodes that don't go anywhere.
No. I can't. I'm just speculating. I can't do that job.
True. Yeah.
But I know, I just know this guy is... He's great, the creator of this, because I've listened to several interviews of him.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Chris Storer?
Yeah. Because he's like, he directs most, like all the episodes too.
So he gets it done quick. I mean, they're consistent.
Yes.
I think they also, the actors, like Jeremy Allen White and maybe one of the other ones mentioned, they do like, maybe 2 takes tops. Unless it's like that one shot. Or a 1 take episode. But generally, so that's also, I guess, makes sense why they can get it done pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which also means that every actor is that good in this show if they are doing that and then just moving on.
Yeah. I think it gives it also...
It's way more natural.
Yeah, some authenticity to because it's just like you're just like go in there and have the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We're not practicing this conversation.
No, it feels way more like real life. Yeah.
And that's what I like about it, like
Me
the
too.
stylistically.
Yeah,
It feels slightly almost documentary
for sure.
in the style, but yet still it's not. It's definitely narrative, but yeah. All right, so we're how do we think the review's going to go? So I'm assuming we're going to find out next episode.
I mean, I don't know. It's just going to be crazy in the kitchen again, just a mess. So there's going to be a lot of drama in the kitchen again. Everyone just yelling at each other. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more of that, but I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go.
I don't know. All right, so moving on to House of the Dragon. Season 2, Episode 7, The Red Sewing.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Sewing. What is this title?
I don't know. No idea.
Penultimate episode. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, does that have to do with like reaping what you sow?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The war for the Iron Throne escalates, and Queen Rhaenyra Targaryen, in a crucial gamble, is prepared to risk everything in her urgent quest for dragon riders. So what's your overall thoughts on this episode?
One of the best from the season, I think. Yeah. I mean, I was expecting this from last week. I was saying these final two are going to be, I think, really, really high quality. Although I thought there'd be a little more final battle, quote unquote, in both of these final two episodes. And we get a little bit of that at the end, but it's more like with Aemond, what he does at the end. But yeah, so it's gonna be a lot. Well, we'll get to this at the end, like what we think is gonna happen in the finale. But it's like, seems like there's gonna be there's a lot they got to do in this final episode. But
yeah,
anyway, overall, this episode was great. Especially the dragon scenes in general in this episode.
Yes, very much.
Yeah,
I agree. If not the best, second best.
Yeah.
It was a really good episode. Loved all the dragon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's get into it. I kind of broke these up. I was trying to think it sometimes helpful to just talk about sections instead of the actual order played out. So I'll just start with the least interesting. Alicent. So she decides she's bored and wants to get out of town, so she goes on a camping trip.
Yeah.
What is this all about?
I don't know.
At first I thought maybe she was trying to go find her dad.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Otto.
We still don't really know much about.
We still don't know where he's at. But that didn't really play out. Instead, she goes for a swim on her back, floating in the lake. Again, what the heck?
Well, I mean, she's basically powerless now. She can't do anything, so she's just
like, let me just float.
She's just existing now, yeah.
So what do you think? Like, what do you think? Is she going to come back into? Where do you think she's going to be in next episode?
For the finale, I honestly have no idea what role she's going to play.
Do you think? Does she? All right, so she's got her two boys, which we can talk a little bit. We can talk a little bit about Aegon. Aegon, we see him working with a maester, doing physical therapy basically, and Lars shows up and he's like, "You're not pushing him hard enough." We see that he's still looking pretty rough.
Yes.
and can't really get around.
My note about this is he looks like Viserys at the end of season 1, which is
Not good.
not great at all.
We know how that ended.
Yeah, yeah.
Um. So she's got him and Aemon. She could come and she could just kind of quietly kill Aegon, try to go on Aemon's side.
Yeah.
Or does she come back and fully get behind Aegon, trying to get him, help him recover, and then because she at least had some influence when he was in charge to get Aemon out of there.
I don't know, because she's doing nothing now. So like I don't really know
like
where her head is at right now.
I feel like it's been this season for her has really been a downhill.
Yeah.
Like she went from to like less and less and less.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Maybe she won't be around much longer then.
Well, the thing is, like, I feel like that the two of them's dynamic.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we were best friends growing up.
Yeah.
That was the show. So I don't know.
That's true.
It would be a weird thing, but what if she switches sides?
I was thinking that. Yeah. Become best friends with
Go back.
Rhaenyra again.
Then they can have a little throuple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because really, we know obviously Rhaenyra was in love with her anyway.
Was that sarcasm or are you serious?
No, I'm serious. Like it was like alluded to in season 1.
I
They
guess
kind of you were like, are they only friends? Or are they? And then when they made out, her and Massaria made out last week. That was last week, right? Yeah. 2 weeks ago, last week. It was like, oh, okay. Well, if she's down with that, then she definitely wanted to do that with Allison. She was probably just afraid to do it.
But see, that would make more sense, them two, because they spent so much time together and grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I still don't think Rhaenyra and Massaria, that seemed like out of nowhere.
Yeah, well.
But I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where that goes next week.
I have I think it's literally the opening shot of the two dragons facing off each other on the beach.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know how you're
I'm
gonna go
doing
through
it by
character.
Like kind of like story lines.
All right.
And that's like the main one, so I was gonna do that last.
Okay.
So the only other thing I had was like that little like comment about that random dude that no one, I don't know who he is, but Lars.
Which random dude? There's
I don't know if he's on the council. He's just like I don't know, some random dude that like tells him about Sea Smoke having a rider. Like there's been rumors.
Yeah.
And then Lars is like, what? And then he's like, well, I heard it from our blah 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 that roommate in college.
Yeah.
What's that movie reference?
Yep.
That that there was a rider on him, and then he's like, we don't need to tell anybody this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so why do you think Lars wants that kept? Doesn't want people to know. Does he? Is he secretly hoping that Aemon is gonna, like, if they can take him down, so that then Aegon can get back into place. But then, like, if Aemon's taken out with his dragon, then they really don't stand a chance.
No. I don't know. I mean, Larys is like, he's the Littlefinger and Varys characters in Game of Thrones, like, put together. So he's always like scheming and has his own kind of movements with on the chessboard for things. So I don't know. I don't know ultimately what he's trying to do, but he always has a plan.
And then we got Where's Kristen Cole?
Good question.
Where in the world is Kristen Cole?
Yeah. Don't really care because he sucks now anyway.
He sucked all season.
Yes.
But I feel like he maybe that's where Allison went looking for him.
Maybe.
She's hoping she'll run into him.
Yeah.
And then we also have the young princess Raina,
Mm-hmm.
and the just scurrying off and trying to find this wild dragon. And also random random scene, and like that was all we got.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think that's
wait. This is a different wild dragon.
It's the one up in the Vale.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking of something else.
Do you think she's going to be successful?
I guess because she's pretty successful with the dragon she has now. Seems like she knows what she's doing.
She doesn't have a dragon now.
She did? Or am I thinking of the other?
I think the other. This is the daughters up in the Vale that like didn't get a dragon.
Okay. Well, then I don't know. I was thinking of the other.
The baby dragons and.
Right. Okay. I don't know. We haven't really gotten much of her. I don't really know how she's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we got Damon and Harrenhal.
All season.
Yes, once again. At least something happened this time.
You know what I just thought about? We don't get the witch at all, though.
Yes, correct.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about that until now.
So is she
or
real?
Whatever she is.
Is she real?
Still up in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Tully boy is back.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's Lord of the Riverlands? No, Riverlands.
That sounds right.
Is that what they are? I probably have it written down in my notes. Let me look. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. Oscar Tully offers leaders, but yes. But he kind of outwits Damon here,
Mm-hmm.
which was kind of cool to see. I mean, like, he kind of stood up to him before when he was like trying to get him to kill his grandfather, and he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not doing that."
Yep.
So it was cool to see then this interaction where he's got kind of enough other people there that he can kind of coax him into doing what he wants him to do. And so, of course, he kind of sets him up, right?
Yes.
So I thought this scene was great, like to see him kind of go toe to toe to Damon and not flinch, even though he's very young and you can tell he's like green as far as like, but then you can tell he's not scared, and I think really Damon's the one that kind of got scared in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
But again, just as he's about to, so do you think he behead that guy or not?
I don't know.
Yeah,
actually,
he swings the sword down, but you don't know what he did, and then like it goes into a dream.
Mm-hmm.
He sees his brother again.
Yeah. I mean, it is weird. It is a weird decision to have Damon at Harrenhal all season, but I still have, like I've said the past weeks, I like all the scenes with him there. I think they're interesting.
This is like really, other than the first, when he first showed up, it was cool. The dragon landing on there in the building and just seeing it. I did like that. But since then, like pretty much all the interactions have just.
You don't like it?
No, it's my least favorite part of each episode. Okay. But this one I like. I think that like the acting, this interaction, this scene was really good. All right, so now. So like, seems like he's gotten the army, but he's still like, because they kind of also, both his side and Rhaenyra's side, they're kind of still playing with the idea of like, is he going to try to be a third army? Like, is he really committed to Rhaenyra? And it's like,
I don't know.
You don't know. Yeah. Now, this group of people say that they're only
right
because they're like, hey, we're going to stick to the oath my grandfather made to Queen Rhaenyra. So
it seems like it's going to be 3 different.
Do you still think they're going to follow him and he's going to have him fight against Rhaenyra?
I don't know about that. I still think though that the Daemon versus Aemond is happening, which would be cool in the finale. That's the only thing I would think that's going to happen, at least.
Okay. So then now the main stuff that happened.
This was most of the episode.
Yeah, Rhaenyra's stuff. So yes, we open with her confronting Adam with sea smoke on the beach.
I just love the way this was shot.
Yes, this was the beginning of many very, very cool staged, very cool composition wise shots with dragons. Yes. So then she goes back and Saria tells her to search for other Targaryens, but not where she thinks. She's like, hey, I ran a brothel. I know.
Yeah.
I know how this happens. There's all kinds of you guys, one generation Targaryen out there.
But will that be enough? Being only one generation of Targaryen.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
So they send word to King's Landing to drum up some interest. I think it's interesting to see though the shift here in her Rhaenyra. Like, I think up until this point she's been always very conservative and reserved.
Yeah.
And then last episode she went out on a limb, and our guy died.
Mm-hmm.
But then with Sea Smoke and Adam, like kind of finding him, gave her, I guess, a hint of hope that, like, hey, there's could be other people out there. So then we find, and then of course, Massaria tells her, oh, well, there's a lot of you guys out there, just they're not all legitimate. So then they put this plan in place. And of course, then Jace is not happy about it. Good old Jace.
Yep. Okay, so is this when that scene happens? Because I have a note about this. Yeah, Jace talking to Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
Is that when this happens? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I thought the scene was great.
Yeah.
Him admitting to her, like
he knows.
He knows that Harlan Strong,
yeah,
is his father.
Yeah, but like she still doesn't admit it to him.
No. But it's like also, it's just funny, like, because all you gotta do is look at the hair. It's like, it's just like everyone is, because this was like, even in season 1, there was a lot of this drama, and it's like, but I guess because of royalty, like everyone just turns a blind eye to it. But it's like everyone knows. It's like you don't have white hair, right? It's like,
yeah. But also he was being a little whiny, spoiled brat.
Yep.
Yeah. Then Rhaenyra's command brings a bunch of people to Dragonstone, including Hugh and Ulf.
Mm.
two guys that we've been seeing a little bit throughout the season. If it's finally going to pay off, why they've been sprinkling them in.
What do you think about these two people? Because I like Hugh, I don't like Ulf.
I 100% agree.
Cool.
I think. Well, we'll get into it. So
yeah,
get there. So first she presents this whole scene with her. She doing this speech to the group, to everybody, and then having the dragon Vermithor, yes,
second largest dragon.
Yes, Vermithor, like just come out of the shadows behind her. So freaking cool.
Did you get Jurassic Park vibes? I did.
Yes, not so.
Or is that later? I'm thinking of a scene where it's someone in the foreground, but then you see it. The background is, the whole background is the dragon in the dark, but then it like comes out.
Yeah, that's later.
Okay, sorry. But anyway, that scene really made me think of Jurassic Park.
Yeah. So, and then she gives them all the speech, and we see some really cool blocking and composition for these dragon scenes, and really just showing the scale is like so cool.
Oh yeah. I like that she also said that Vermithor is known as the Bronze Fury.
I just had a note that he looks sick. Like,
oh yeah,
you're just like, dude, this guy, like, he might not be the biggest, but I think he's probably the toughest.
Yeah, he's one of the
like
coolest looking ones.
Yeah, because then Vaymar, right?
Vermithor is this one. Vagar is the biggest.
Vagar, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Vagar has like a little bit of a boat feel.
Well, she also looks old because she's like super old.
Yeah, super old, but like also just kind of like, it's like, and we see it at the end here where he tries to turn, and it's like he's got to kind of do it a couple times to like tell, because she's just like a bee, like it's like a, but like.
Well, she's old. She's just like, I don't care, and I'm like, I'm tired of this.
Yes. I guess that's probably the bit. She moves like an old person versus.
She's been around a long time.
Yeah. So then she steps back and says, hey, take your chances, whatever.
Yeah.
And well, there's the bloodbath.
That's my last note. Is the Vermithor reveal scene was sick, but why were so many of them standing so close?
I don't know.
Because even before anything happened, I'm like, y'all are way too close to this dragon.
And there's way too many of you. You get a bunch of you have to die anyway.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yes. I don't know. I don't know why they were, because like I feel like I'd been like, dude, let's do this one at a time. You go.
That kind of shows that Rhaenyra cares, but not really. She just wants it to happen.
And also, again, like I was saying, there's like a little bit of shift because last episode, when the guy burned, she was horrified. This time,
no.
She's just kind of like, let's just see what happens. You die, and she just lets him out there. But I do love once some of them started falling, and then we had people actually on the ground in the pit. That was freaking cool looking. And again, showing scale and stuff really well.
Yes.
And then, of course, that's when we get to see Hugh in action first. And there's a good feeling because when he finally stands up to he or she, I don't know, that dragon's stand up to the dragon, like you kind of like, oh, this is what it is. This, at least for me, like it was like, I was like, oh, yes, he's got heart, and like it's like he's a true hero. He's like, he didn't do this to try to just be on the dragon. He's trying to stop the dragon from hurting someone else.
Yes.
And then you're worthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's at least what it felt like. until then we see Ulf stumbling through
This guy sucks.
the pits, and then he backs into
Steps
a
on an
cave.
egg.
And like this is where you see like the dragons just like hiding in the like rocks in the shadow.
So this is the Jurassic Park thing.
I think so. Like where it's like you didn't even know it was there, and then he moves.
Yeah.
But yes, he stumbles into some eggs. Like not the actual. He didn't break the eggs. He broke like the nest or whatever. Like it's like a protective cover on the nest. But and I don't know what all that crap was he was slopping around in. Some dragon poop. Maybe some dragon pee.
All the above.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Tarry looking stuff. I don't know what. But this was kind of dumb. I'm gonna be honest. Like this is the one thing I didn't like in this episode.
Yeah, he's just not a good character.
Yeah, but it's also like the way it went about.
I know.
It was like, oh, you are a bumbling idiot, and you wandered in here, and then
and you're not dead,
and you closed your eyes when I came up on you, and so I was like, maybe I won't kill you.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that happened.
And then we cut to him flying over King's Landing, and like he again looks like a freaking idiot.
Yeah, he does.
Nothing cool about it, and I'm like, how do you look this dumb riding a dragon?
Yeah, but he's got the right lineage.
Yeah,
that's his only thing that's saving him, I guess.
Yes. This was really cool though, because we don't really know what's going on at first, and we're just sitting in the small council with.
Naaman looks out.
Yeah, and well, you hear the commotion a couple of times first, and then he finally looks out, and then he's like, and he runs to get his dragon, which then you're like realize, which is cool that they showed.
Yeah,
like he has to like really go out of the city. He gets on a horse.
Yeah, it takes a little while.
Yeah, it takes a minute to get over there. But then we see Ulf just flying like an idiot. So they chase him down, follows him to Dragonstone. And as he's approaching Dragonstone, he sees Rhaenyra there with her dragon and two other dragons with dragon riders. And he's like, it's a trap.
This the memes that have come out of this encounter is so good. Yeah.
But yeah, he obviously tries to turn, and like we were talking about earlier, like it's like takes like several tries to get.
It's oldest dragon, yeah.
Yeah. And then we get the closing shot. That's like once again another freaking cool shot with dragons, composition, and everything about it. So cool. But yeah, and then that's the end of the episode. So, what do you think is going to happen next episode?
I have no idea besides a battle.
Yes, we're going to battle. So here's my question:
Although we've already gotten the Dance of Dragons, we're not going to get maybe that much of that.
Yeah, I don't know. Finale. But so we've suddenly gone from close to being balanced, like kind of like they
between
felt
the greens and the blacks.
Yeah, and then a little off balance when he like he killed what's her name, Rhaenys, right? Is that her name? I don't know, whatever, and her dragon, and then also though killed his brother's dragon. I think, right? The dragon's dead. I think.
That one I don't.
But it put his brother out of commission, so there's no rider anyway.
I don't think it was confirmed that his dragon's dead or not. Yeah.
So then we're just so we just have Aemon with his dragon on the green side. So then all of a sudden on the black, they end up with, now they have what they have, Jace. Yes, they have like 5. Oh, and then there's the daughter too. So there's 6 dragons and 6 riders now, and including the second largest one. like, and then of course Damon would even add a seventh if he decides
Yes.
to.
Correct.
So like,
yeah.
it just feels very, very off. Like one's like lopsided now all of a sudden, and I feel like the way at least the show has worked since season 1 is like there has to be this kind of like push and pull of power that's like subtle, because if any one of them gets too much, then it's like, oh yeah, we take over, and then it's over. And so I'm just curious, it's kind of like, how are they going to bring balance to this? I think is kind of what my curiosity is. Like, are they going to kill off a bunch of dragons some weird way? Like, what is going to make that, or is all of a sudden Aemon going to end up, or, the Green's going to end up with some kind of, I don't know, Otto Hightower shows up and he's got like 10 dragons or something. I don't know.
It is weird that he hasn't been this season much at all.
Yeah. But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can Google it because it's a book. You can see what happens next if you wanted to. But
no. But I'm just like,
I didn't even look to see. Like we've mentioned, we don't look at the next time on.
Yeah, or the inside of the episode. I don't watch any of the extra stuff.
No. I honestly have no idea.
No, I mean, I know. Obviously, we don't really know. I'm just trying to
thinking of
like, and that was like my biggest like. I mean, yes, there'll probably be a battle. I was like, but
yeah,
I was like, I
think there's gonna be the 3 sides.
So we're gonna add a third side. So maybe does Daemon join forces with Aemon?
I don't know. I just think we're gonna have a fight between them. But I'm not really sure what the outcome's gonna be.
Because like I was trying to think, maybe that would be a way to like bring balance back to seeing like they would have like the bigger army and only like two dragons. I don't know. That's the only thing. It's weird. I mean, maybe the history change, because maybe I don't know where these books go, or the book goes, and
me neither.
Maybe it is just Rhaenyra ends up winning, and then we're gonna have season 3 is gonna be a different conflict of some kind. I don't know. What do you guys think? Obviously, if you read the books, don't tell us.
Yeah, no book spoilers.
But if you haven't and you have ideas and thoughts on this, let us know.
Yeah.
Leave a comment, write in. We'd love to see what you think or your thoughts are. If you want to email us, you can at feedback@screentimepod.com. Or just leave a comment on YouTube or the Instagram, shorts, reels. And we'll be looking forward to next week, because it's the finale of House of the Dragon.
Yes. And then we don't know what we're covering after that.
Sure we do.
Do we?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Figure it out.
I haven't really looked to see what else is coming up.
It's Emily in Paris.
Oh, great.
Your favorite.
Yeah. Until we start our Severance rewatch.
Yeah.
Leading up to season 2. Which,
that'll be later. We'll have Silo. We'll have Silo before that.
Oh, yeah.
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 Actually, there's things. There's things.
There are things.
There are always things. So if you would like to follow either one on Instagram, I'm at Jay Youngbar.
And I'm at Jared Youngbar.
All right. Catch you guys next time.